Welcome back to Reading Labels Part 2. I hope you were able to utilize the tips that I gave you in Part 1. This particular video, I will be discussing key phrases that you will find on the outside of food packages and what they actually mean. So let's get started. The first keyword that you may see is light. This may mean that while the manufacturer did process the item to have reduced either calories or reduced fat, they could have possibly added in more sugar or watered down the item. So make sure you read those labels. You may see a keyword multigrain and think this has to be healthy because it's multigrain. This simply just means that the manufacturer used several different types of grains. However, if you don't see whole grains, and if you don't see whole grains within the first 3 items in the ingredients list, then that item is more than likely majority processed and refined grains. Another key word to look out for is natural. When you see natural, that does not mean that you will find this product somewhere out in nature or it's completely natural. It simply just means that at some point in the making of that food item, the manufacturer did work with some type of natural source, but that does not mean that the end product is natural. Another phrase you may see is no added sugar. Be mindful that some items just naturally have a high sugar content, so therefore the manufacturer had no need to add in sugar. So read those ingredients and labels. Another phrase you may see is low calorie. When you see low calorie, that simply may mean that the manufacturer just has 1/3 fewer calories than its original product. Be mindful that one brand's low calorie version may actually have similar calories to another brand's original product. So you may want to compare labels with different products, different brands. You may also see low fat. With low fat, the manufacturer may have reduced the fat in that particular item. However, they may have added more sugar. So be careful with that. You may also want to make sure you're careful with low carbs being stated on the outside of products. They may actually have the similar or same type of processing with low fat foods. So make sure, once again, read those labels. You may see the phrase fortified or enriched. This simply means that some nutrients have been added to the product, but that does not necessarily mean that it's completely healthy. You may also see the words gluten-free and think this has to be healthy. Gluten-free just means that that product just contains no gluten, as like wheat, rye, or barley. However, be mindful that some gluten-free foods are highly processed and loaded with unhealthy fats and sugars. You may also see the phrase fruit flavored. When you see fruit flavored, that does not necessarily mean they use natural flavors. That may just simply mean that they used a chemical that tastes like a fruit in order to enhance the flavor, but that does not mean they actually used fruit. And lastly, I want to reiterate zero trans fats. I discussed this in the first video. With zero trans fats, manufacturers are allowed to put that on the outside of their products as long as they have less than 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving. So that means you have to read the ingredients. If it has partially hydrated or hydrated oils, it contains trans fats. Along with this video, I will be actually post 12 non-food items that you need to avoid. These items may possibly be in the ingredients list and some of the foods, and I want you to look over that. What I will post has the name of that item, the purpose of that item, and possible health effects of those items. And until next time, happy eating.